Here we go. I have resumed the recording. Good afternoon. Yes, it is noon here. I just wanted to pop in and let you guys know that I'm doing good. Okay, I'm doing good. And I'm in here to get my session done because I really wanted to share this information with you guys on unlocking the doors, overcoming limiting beliefs with the AIR method, which I have been, let me tell you, working on this session for a while now, and something would not let me complete it. Like I was going over and over and over again, and it just wasn't coming to where I needed to. So the way God works is the way God works. And like, he helped me get this key to these keys to unlock these limiting beliefs that I have on how to frame my AIR method, how to frame my program and everything. But this one is a good one. So unlocking the doors over overcoming unlimiting beliefs. So now here we come to what I like to call the locked doors. So our minds are like a house, a mental house with various rooms representing different facets of our lives. You have your hopes, your fears, your skills, your memories, your unlimiting beliefs. Within this house, we have comfort zone rooms where we feel safe and secure, but we also have the locked doors that symbolize our limiting beliefs. These mental locks prevent us from fully exploring our mental house. Triggers, like we discussed last class, are like flickering lights or unexpected sounds drawing our attention to these internal issues. They can signal that there is a limiting belief needing attention, for instance. For example, if a comment makes you feel defensive, it's a trigger pointing to a limiting belief, like I'm not good enough. Now, for me, that trigger was a comment over a picture that I posted of my top pop, and I started getting messages where people misread. Well, not even misread. They saw the image from their perception and not my perception. And I heard Amanda Seales say that your perception is your own reality. So it was that trigger of somebody imposing their reality onto me. The AIR method, adapt, inner work, repeat, helps us address these beliefs. We adapt by recognizing the triggers. For me, it was that experience, and acknowledging our limiting beliefs. We engage in inner work by bravely examining and challenging these beliefs and stepping out of our comfort zones to unlock these doors. Finally, we repeat this process using each trigger as an opportunity to find the right key for those doors we want to get in, those unlimiting beliefs that we want to just smash out, as you see in the picture. We repeat this process using each trigger as an opportunity to find the right key for those doors we want to get in. This transformation turns our mental house into a space of exploration, growth, and limitless potential. And as you can see in each of the pictures, you have me identifying my limiting beliefs, which is the adapt part. You have me facing my limiting beliefs, which is speaking them out loud. I believe that our voices are so very strong, and speaking something makes us acknowledge it with not just internally, but externally, because we're hearing it now and hearing it in our own voice. So that helps us face our limiting beliefs. Then we're breaking that plate. We're breaking free from our limiting beliefs, which we're processing that that AIR cycle of repeating it and making it better. Before we delve into the 4 keys to unlocking the doors and overcoming our limiting beliefs, let me share a deeply personal story that illustrates these principles in action. This story revolves around a recent experience with my dad, my top pop, who passed away on May 3rd. He wanted me to be okay. I want to share that how we choose to remember and interpret significant life events can either limit us or empower us. Now, on Thursday morning, May 2nd, well, yes, Thursday morning, May 2nd, my Top Pop's hospice nurse, Kay, came to the house and she talked to us and she did her checkup of him, and she let me know that he would not she doesn't think that he would have make it through the weekend. And we kind of, at this point, my grandfather was my dad. He wasn't verbally responsive anymore. But she told us, she said, he can hear everything we're saying. And by the gestures that his face was doing, we could tell he could hear, because she would look over and she'd say, I know you hear us, Sam. We're not talking about you. We having this conversation with you. And she told me, she said, I need you probably want to get maybe whoever in the family would like to speak with him to say their final words. You want to get them together. I don't know if you're going to do it on Zoom or how you're going to do everybody call or however you can do it. And she said, I think you should do that and get it done as soon as possible. So we both looked at each other, and I kind of looked at her and she kind of looked at me, because if you're a caregiver, you know. And I knew, I knew that it was time. So I get with the family and I message everybody and I let them know, I am going to set up a Zoom. If you want to be on this Zoom, I'm going to send out this Zoom link for 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because we have people all over in different time zones. So my sister comes over, my nephew comes over, my husband's here, my son Nation's here, and my son Newborn is here. And we set up the Zoom, and I hit record. Something on me said hit record. So I hit record. It was an hour of just everybody pouring into him. And even though he was not verbally responsive, you could see the expressions on his face. You could see when he wanted to cry. You could see when he wanted to laugh. He even did some chuckling. He got to hear how proud of everybody was, how just we know that he's our foundation and we wouldn't be here without, just a whole bunch of love. And I could start to see him fading while we were on the call. So I let everybody know, okay, we're going to try to do this again tomorrow, in the hopes that he would make it to tomorrow. And they were like, everybody was like, okay, we're setting it up. So I click off the button and I look at his face, and he's got that little white stuff in the corner of his mouth. So I take the baby wipe and I'm wiping his face. And he my sister, she was fixing on the side of the bed on one side. I'm on the other side, and my nephew is leaning over in the front of him, and we're all checking him out. And split moment, no kind of facial movements or anything, just kind of like you could see he wanted to make motion that whole entire time. But as I wiped him, he kind of then he did the most biggest smile on his face, like the biggest smile. And then and at first I didn't understand that was that moment right there would be such a pivotal moment in how I see strength and resilience, because he gave us that smile because I believe he knew that I would go in that room and I would see his last breath. And I think he gave me that memory so that I wouldn't remember that memory. So in his final moments, that's my Top Pop. In his final moments, that smile, he gave me an experience that was profoundly impacted how I view resilience, vulnerability, and strength. This belief suggests that showing our true emotions and being open about our experiences will make you appear weak and less capable. Confronting and overcoming this belief has allowed me to embrace authenticity, connect deeply with any audience, and gain confidence in sharing my story. And it's crazy how we found this picture, and that's the same smile that he gave me, as if he was going like that to me. So I got that quote Sorry. Oh no. Oh no. Hold on. I'm sorry. Let me stop share so I can go back. But that smile, I'm going to get back to it, was his way of letting us know, there it is, that he would be forever with us. All right, I found it. Ay. Here we go. All right. I'm sorry about that, you guys. So I'm going to go into the limiting beliefs. And this part, I wanted to be a little bit interactive, just to take off of the weight of the story and for you guys to know that our limiting beliefs can be unlocked. And it just depends on you how you unlock them and what the significant experience in your life is and how you interpret it that helps you unlock them. Now, if you see on there, I have a couple of them. I have, oh, here we go. When you click something else, something goes crazy. Fear of failure. Okay, you have, I'm afraid to fail, so I don't like risks. Let me go ahead and put my chat up. Do you guys have any limiting beliefs that you know that you don't see that I have on my list so we can discuss those? Oh. Do you see any limiting beliefs that you have, or do you see any that you know that are not up there? I have imposter syndrome, of course. I'm not qualified enough to be a successful coach or a speaker. We got perfectionism. I don't have everything perfectly. I'm not good enough. Self-doubt. I don't have what it takes to write a book or create a successful program. Fear of rejection. We have people won't accept or appreciate my message. And that one was like a big thing for me too. Overwhelmed. I can't handle all my responsibilities as a caregiver, coach, and entrepreneur. Now, these are just mine. And that is where I was as he was transitioning, comparing to others. Other coaches and speakers are better than me, so why would anyone choose me? And that is one that I push through so much just because I know that we all can make an impact, and it just gets you out of that comparison method. Fear of vulnerability. Sharing my story will make me look weak or incapable, and that has been coming up for me in me posting my stories and people telling me to hang in there and be tough. And it's me wanting to go, but I am capable. I am strong. I am tough. You're just seeing what you're perceiving as not. And it's just like the whole roller coaster of these limiting beliefs that we need to get out. Fear of successful. I see you, Miss O. Yes. Limited time. I don't have enough time to achieve my personal and professional goals. Oops, sorry. That was one of the ones that we discussed. Also, me and my top pot was his thinking he didn't achieve his personal and professional goals. And I told him, I said, well, you lived 84 years. You have so many children. You have so many grandchildren. You have great grandchildren. You were able to see your lineage carried. Like you were able to see all of this. You were able to see everybody grow. So don't think about that like that. Financial insecurity. I can't afford to invest in my personal development or business growth. And that is like a big one for so many of us who are like me. I'm a stay-at-home mom. So I thrive off of what income that I can produce on my own so that I can be this caregiver to nation. Fear of change. I'm comfortable with where I am. Change is too risky. Don't be comfortable where you are. Please get uncomfortable. Get so uncomfortable that, I don't know, your hair starts falling out on the edge. No. You know, lose them edges, Miss Wendy. Lose them edges. Get uncomfortable, because when I tell you, you will stretch yourself so much and you will be amazed at how conformed we are into specific genres of thinking. So get uncomfortable. Health concerns. My past health issues limit what I can achieve in the future. Oh man, I thought that cancer was going to take me out. I thought the brain fog that I go through, having to have a attention skills checklist right here in front of me so I can remember to adapt to my environment, to eliminate the distractions, to manage my internal distractions. Like, it's all of the things, balancing roles. I can't be a good caregiver and, what does that say? Something's blocking me, a successful professional at the same time. And I have found that to be not true at all by what I've experienced and how I see it coinciding with each of the sessions I've been able to get into as I've been going through this, I guess, this storm in my life. It has helped me to stay in it and not fall back out of being a speaker and going over and getting my air method out and sharing what my message is. Now, okay, so we have the keys. There are 4 keys. The first one is authenticity. Authenticity unlocks connection. So what I have here for this one is authentic expression is the key to creating meaningful connections with your audience. And you're getting a raw rundown of this session because I just put it together because I was like, I want to show up. I'm going to show up for myself, and I'm going to use the lessons that I've learned and that I'm learning now to give this out. So authentic expression is the key to creating a meaningful connection with your audience. I provided a tip for each of these. And sharing my story of my Top Pop's final smile, it allowed me to connect deeply with you guys because I see you faces, the faces that I do see. And by overcoming the limiting belief that openness equals weakness, I found that being genuine about my experiences resonated with others. And I found this out through my whole entire life, encouraging them to engage and relate. So it's always about finding what you can, the tips and the keys out in your own life that can help you deliver your message. So this first tip is to practice transparency by sharing your emotions. Let it happen when it happens, but like you've seen, I let it pass and I was able to carry it through. And it's all about sharing your thoughts in their rarest form. This level of authenticity can create a powerful connection with your audience. And I wanted to share this second of me, and I titled this one Resonating with the Audience. This is authenticity in action because I shared how other air cycles helped me get to this air cycle. The passing of my cousin helped me get to the air cycle the year later when my mom passed. That passing helped me to handle being a mother of a child with cerebral palsy. Also, it helped me to prepare for this passing of the most important person in my life, my Top Pop. So that was authenticity in action, just resonating with you guys and sharing that impromptu. Dr. Cheryl just calling me up there. I know she was going to do that, but it happened. And that's how I shared the evolution of the air cycle with you guys. Now, the second is message clarity helps us overcome fear. Now, with this one, I just wanted to share like specific moments that helped me find clarity in my message. I thought my message, my signature story was going to be one story, but I knew something told me that it's not completed yet. It's not completed yet. And to feel like a shift, I will say that now the story feels complete. Like I now know that I have my signature story. I thought it was going to be of how I used the air method, but it's actually the air cycle, an actual air cycle, how I adapted, repeated, and did the inner work in each of those cycles that led up to this cycle that made me more stronger, because I made sure to repeat all of that inner work and the adapting that I did. So the takeaway for here is your clear, focused message helps overcome fear. It's always getting clear on your message. And when I tell you to trust the process, if it doesn't feel right, you can detour, you can pivot, you can adapt, you can adjust everything. And I've adjusted a lot of things to be like, okay, this is where I am. And it's the actual part that I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm finally got clarity and I understand my message and that this is how I'm going to present it. So through the clarity of my message, I was able to articulate the profound impact of the last smile. Like she said, one of our supporting stories. Understanding and clearly conveying this core message helped reduce my anxiety and increase my confidence, dispelling fear rooted in ambiguity and confusion. And when I say that it helped me through this grieving process to sit here and come up with these things that have helped me get clear on my message and how to deliver it, because I was so confused, like, how am I going to share? But now I know. You'll see in coming up. Okay. So the tip that I used is your personal story to use your personal story to develop your program by identifying the core themes and lessons from your experience. Break down your story into clear, concise components that highlight these themes. Create an outline that includes key points supporting each theme, ensuring your message is coherent and impactful. It may seem like a lot of work because it has been a lot of work, but when I tell you doing the work is doing the actual inner work for yourself also. Like, this has been helping me not only practice, but it's also helping me get more clear within my internal self and the fears that come up for me, and even developing this program. So I have the AIR method there. You see me go into graduating from the Speak and Write Your Message program. So the first picture is actually June of 2022, when I first birthed AIR. It was just the word AIR. And then you see how it's gone into the actual AIR method and AIR cycle, then the graduation. And now I'm actually sharing my program. So yay. So overcome those fears, overcome those fears. So now we move into number 3. So there are 4 keys. So number 3 is your feedback. And I believe that feedback fuels your growth, as we all know it does. And as for me, being able to facilitate these GSU sessions and share my expertise has provided me with invaluable feedback and practice opportunities. Like, when I go back and I look at my YouTube channel, Today's Vibe, and I'm like, oh my God, I cringe. Like Dr. Cheryl says, you should go back and watch yourself. And I'll be like, oh, Lord, no. But it is good practice to go back and watch yourself and like critique yourself. Listen to it with the sound off. Listen to it with the sound on. Listen to it with no video, just the audio. There's so many different ways that you can get that feedback. So the takeaway, constructive feedback is essential for improving and refining your speaking skills, which we all know because we have said the Dr. Cheryl say that so many times. So my tip is to create a growth blueprint to categorize and prioritize feedback. This structured approach helps you focus on the most impactful improvements. And what I mean by a growth blueprint, I would say the way my information comes to me is say when I was doing this session, there were so many things popping in my head because I'm trying to keep myself in my metaphors, in my mental house restoration metaphors. So I was like, okay, what would unlimiting beliefs be? Okay, they're the keys, they're the locked doors that you turn. And so you have to go into the room and get uncomfortable. And then when you decorate your room, it's just like so many things pop in my head to create that growth blueprint. it's always how you see it. And I don't know how to stress that enough, is we can always take from so many people that we learn from, but whatever resonates with you and how you want to put it in, I would say go for it, because it gives you so much more clarity when it's a structured approach that helps you focus on the most impactful improvements that you can help lead someone else into. Now, the fourth one is, let me flip it for you. Consistent practice builds mastery. Now, developing my signature story was a process. It was a continuous practice, like over and over, how to say this. Does this fit with what I want to say here? Does this component fit with adapt, inner work, or repeat? How do I word this, transition into this part? So I started by identifying key moments and emotions, then practiced sharing these elements until I could deliver them naturally. And I'm still working on that part, but it comes more easier because I've actually invested all the knowledge I can and learning while I'm doing it. So this persistent effort reinforced the idea that mastery comes from continuous practice, not innate talent. So I believe we all have talent in you. It's just finding your niche and finding what will lead you to make the biggest impact that you can make in your life and in others' lives. So the advanced tip that I have for this one is to integrate deliberate practice by focusing on specific aspects of your storytelling, such as emotional delivery or pacing during each practice session. For me, the focus is the lessons that I've learned. So you have learning about triggers, you have learning about comfort zones, you have learning about limiting beliefs. There are so many more that I've learned, and I'm able to use my AIR method and incorporate those in and show how my AIR method can help in each of these situations. And you got to love my metaphors, though. All right, so as we move forward, I invite you to reflect on your own limiting beliefs, consider the locked doors in your mental house and how you can use the AIR method, adapt, inner work, and repeat to unlock them. By doing so, you can transform your mental house into a space of exploration, growth, and limitless potential. So let's recap the 4 keys to overcoming limiting beliefs. You have number 1, authenticity unlocks connection. Authentic expression is key to creating meaningful connections. So sharing my father's final smile allowed me to connect deeply with you guys. Overcoming the belief that openness equals weakness helped me to be genuine and relatable, because that's one thing I've been working on, is actually showing that expression from being told, no, you don't want to don't show that you're crying, don't cry too much, don't be a baby. You know what I mean? Those things that we are conformed to think when we're a child.
Mhm.
So number 2, message clarity helps us overcome fear. Clear, focused messaging helps overcome fear. Clearly conveying the impact of my father's smile reduced my anxiety. That helped me so much. Like that memory switch of remembering him that way instead of remembering him as I saw him take his last breath. It helped my anxiety to know that, okay, yeah, he was there in the end. He was there in the end, and he actually said goodbye. That was a big goodbye for us, and it was beautiful. You have number 3 key is feedback fuels growth. So constructive feedback is essential for improvement. And these sessions, oh my gosh, like they enhance my skills and they enhance my program so much, because the feedback from you guys is so awesome, and I do appreciate it. And the U team leaders are bomb with your information and how everything just meshes together. I just love it so much. So number 4, we have consistent practice builds mastery. So regular practice is critical for mastery. Developing my signature story through continuous practice reinforced the idea that mastery comes from persistent effort, because something was in me that was like, no, it's not finished. That's not it. No, it's not finished. Not it. trust your process, and go ahead and get that practice on. If it doesn't sound right, fix that part. If that part doesn't sound right, as we know, we go back and fix it. Remember, you guys, the journey of overcoming these barriers is continuous to unlocking these doors. Embrace this process and elevate your life one air cycle at a time. And I am done. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I hear you. I hear you. I see you and I hear you.
Awesome, Angela.
This was
Thank
really
you.
juicy, as
Awesome.
Dr. Cheryl would say. Juicy, very juicy.
Juicy. Thank you. So I see Michelle. I see your hand, babe.
Hi. I just wanted to say how much I loved your presentation.
Thank you.
I think you had us all at authentic. And so we were with you wherever you were going to go. So, and how you just demonstrated that, because we felt your pain, but you also took us and shared us and uplift us. And the way that you even said, these weren't your words, but there's a story within the story, which made, I'm sure, a lot of us kind of think about our signature story differently. Loved your slides, and the concepts that you left us with the house and the blueprint and all. It was an excellent presentation where you included yourself and your story and the journey, and you left us with a smile as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And that's what I wanted to convey in each of those images that I used AI to help me come up with. So using AI is, you can work with it and it'll spit out an image, but you can work with that image. If you do ChatGPT and you pay for the monthly, it will give you so much more capabilities, and it's all about bringing what I was thinking to life, so you guys could see the connection of the authentic, the people in the house sharing their stories. And then you could even see her in the mirror and she's doing each of the things you have to do to practice. And thank you. I appreciate it. Anybody
Thank you,
else?
Angela. It was so nice. I came in a little late. I apologize for that, but you really dropped some nuggets, and I'm going to go back and watch from the beginning and download these slides.
I will share those slides if anybody would like them. I can share those. Thank you all. I see Deborah said the 4 keys are helpful. Reading a little bit. Love the idea of the mental house. Yes, that is like, it helps me decipher information that I get by seeing it as a house. Maybe it's trying to tell me that I need to do some stuff around this house, child.
Angela, how you doing? I just wanted to say something because I missed your presentation and I was trying to make it because I had a student. I was doing one-on-one consultation and it took longer than I thought. But I was really interested in seeing, because I am like very in small patches throughout my work time using Chat GTP, and I'm talking about on the small note where I have just the app on my phone. So I can imagine, I was really looking forward to this and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm missing it. But duty calls. So I would really appreciate whatever, when you get a chance, if you can send out a copy of your presentation. I'm so sorry I missed it. And I really want
Of course. Now, when Dr. Cheryl drops the actual presentations to us, the recordings, I download the recording, and my recordings, and I hope it's okay with everybody, my recordings I take and I add them to my YouTube page, Today's Vibe. So whenever there's a class and you don't get to catch it, if you don't see the recording, head on over there and you'll find it. So once she drops it, I'm gonna drop it. But she usually drops, she's been good with that this time, so you might get it pretty soon. But thank you so much. And ChatGPT, don't sleep on it, but also be specific in what you say, because information repeats. And some people, you might hear somebody else say something that you were saying, if you understand what I'm saying. So it's like you got to make sure you read every single thing, because sometimes it'll spit something out and you'll be like, that don't even make sense. And you have to let it know, okay, that word doesn't fit there. Does that even mean what it's supposed to mean? And they'll be like, no, oh yeah, okay, we caught that, let's change it. So it's like, be very vigilant, and it takes time. It's tedious to sit there and work with. I call mine Yoshi. That's what my assistant, it's my assistant. That's what ChatGPT is, my assistant. His name is Yoshi, and Yoshi be giving me, I'll be like, we be high-fiving and stuff, so utilize it.
I love it. I love it. ChatGPT is on my staff.
Yes.
Yup, exactly.
No question.
They
No
get paid and
question.
everything. They get paid and everything. You
I
know?
love how when it gives you ideas, you can like just use a chip of that idea and just expand from your and add your own. It's
Yep.
just wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
It's wonderful.
Oh, Monet said, thank you so much. Your authenticity and resilience is commendable. Thank you. Awesome presentation and presence. Thank you for the prayers for my family. We are working it. We are adapting, doing the inner work and repeating it. Although some of us are still stuck, and it's just like but y'all know how families are when somebody passes and how the dynamics, and it's just sad to see how some people heal and some people are still stuck in their hurt places. So my air method, I just want everybody to heal and use it. And so my little, not even a eulogy, but the presentation that I'm going to give at his memorial is going to be of sharing our last memory of him, so that that's how they remember him, because some of them are still seeing him in that, like, he's gone, he had this, and instead of seeing he was good, he gave us a big old smile. He said, look, y'all do life. That's what he told me to do. I want you to do life, and I want you to continue, and I don't want you to stop doing what you're doing. So I thank you all for joining me. I really do. I appreciate it. I was struggling whether I was going to get through one and if I had it to deliver it, but he was telling me, didn't you tell me you was going to keep going? And like, he's been telling me too, no, you told me you was going to keep doing. So I need you to do that. So. Anyone else? I see another yes to the slides. Okay, so I'll send those to Dr. Cheryl and see if she can go ahead and forward them on out. If that is all, I would like to get a picture, and then we all can
Can we
be.
go ahead and clap it up, unmute ourselves and clap it up for you? You did an awesome job.
Yes, Angela.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Great job.
Good job.
Wonderful.
Awesome job.
Thank you so much. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Thank you all, and enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. I do appreciate you all for being my positive relationships and the prayers that you guys, like, if you guys, how fast that was. Like, I've been sitting here thinking, like, he literally waited until I got home and until my son got home, and he got to speak to everybody he wanted to speak to, and he was like, okay, now I can just go. So just know that however you take your experience of your significant life, however you interpret it, will determine how you live the rest of your life out. So make it positive and make it good. All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Great evening.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye, Angie.